Welcome to the Vision webinar. Today's topic is the new Resident Review tab. When you're signed into Vision, the way you will access the Resident Review tab is to go to the Financial tab, and the first sub-tab under Financial will now be Resident Review. The first thing you will have to do when you come to this screen is to select a level of your organization. If you have not used this screen before, there will not be anything showing where it says Org Filter. You will click the button and select the level of your community that you wish to review. Today we are going to review our health center. Next, you will enter the census dates that you want to look at. It defaults to last month, the first day of last month, through the end of the current month. The dates refer to your census dates, so the dates that you enter will cause the system to look at any resident who was there during that date span. I'm going to change the dates to be January 1st to January 31st because I'm working with my January census. If desired, you may also select a payer type. This would narrow the results of the search and bring up only residents who have that payer as the primary payer. So for example, I could select Medicare A and review all of my Medicare A residents for January. But I want to see all my payers, so I'm going to leave that blank and click Validate. This will bring up a list of residents on the left-hand side that have errors or missing information. It will list the resident names, followed by a number indicating how many errors or instances of missing information there are for that resident. You can select any resident in the list by clicking on him or her. It automatically selects the first resident, and they are listed in alphabetical order. There's also a scroll bar so that you can scroll down to see additional residents in the list. Our first resident has one error. On the right-hand side, the error will be listed. Billing address is missing for the period. I'm going to click on my third resident, Linda, who has 3 errors. You'll notice that there are tabs above the error messages. So if I want to review errors that are related to demographics, I can select demographics. If I want to review errors related to payer plan, I can select that. Or I can choose to see all. The first message says an address is missing for the period. To correct this, all I need to do is click on the message, and it will open the screen where I can make the correction. This is going to take me to the residence demographics screen. The message was that a billing address was missing for the period. There is an address here, and it does have a begin date, but if the begin date does not match the resident's admit date, then I will receive that message saying that there is no address for the date span. To check the resident's admit date, from this screen, I could click on the face sheet. And find the admit date, which is January 5th, 2018. So I need to change this begin date to be January 5th, 2018. Make sure that you always submit to save your changes. And make sure you get the message, update successful. I can then close this inner window and it will take me back to my resident review. My resident Linda now has only one error. The error regarding the billing address has gone away. This error indicates that Medicare A and Medicare B are both in the same admission payer sequence. I'm going to select that error and it will take me to admission payers. Here I can see that I do have Medicare A and then Medicare B is listed as the secondary payer. So I need to just change that secondary payer to the supplemental Blue Cross plan and make sure to submit that. Again, I close the inner window and it will take me back to my resident on resident review. The errors are now gone and it shows that Linda has 0 errors. So I can go through each resident one by one in alphabetical order, or I can skip around. This person is missing the birth date. If I click on that message, it's going to take me to demographics where I can enter the date of birth. This error is telling me there is no reason for admission. So if I click on here, it's going to take me to the resident's admission screen. Reason for admission, I'm going to choose elective. Always make sure that you save. Update successful. So now that error is gone. I can leave my resident review at any time. If I need to go and look something up, I need to go to claims, for example, to look at a resident's invoice, and then I can come back to resident review. But every time I come back to resident review, I will need to select the dates I was working on again. It will remember the level that you were working on. Click validate. And it's going to bring up my residents. The residents who were left with 0 errors will no longer be included on my list. That concludes this webinar. Thank you for joining us. If you have any questions over anything that we've gone over today, please put in a service ticket for the billing support team. Thank you.